Emily. I hope you all had a great week, and I know you're all happy to see me again. Yay! It's me, it's Emily. So, this week, I'm going to talk to you guys about updating my passport, which I finally did. I will go over that in detail about the process and how I went about it and how it all went in general. Besides that, I will also go over how I went to the doctor's office this week, and we discussed some things about future updates in my transition, about surgery and so on. And then also how I'm just adjusting being full time now. It's been a month since I've come out to work and I've actually been full time, and it's been an adjustment even for me. But I feel like things are really going well, especially this week was a really good week. So to start things off, I will go over about how I got my passport. My passport was the last federal document I really had to do. I have actually finished everything else, so this was like the big thing. And especially with, Trump taking White House, there's a lot of things that we're unsure about passport, especially with updating your gender. Part of the LGBT community, it was a lot of people talking about that. So I knew it was something I wanted to get done as soon as possible. So I ended up asking my doctor for a letter of, just saying that I've done the appropriate steps to transition my gender and to get my passport changed. I had originally read, because I had updated my birth certificate like I've told you guys, and I originally read that that's all I needed if I had gotten it updated to female, which I have. However, I guess this time when I went there, they did need that as well. So it's always good, just so you guys know, if you're ever thinking of updating your passport, make sure you have all that. What I needed was my name change form, if that's acceptable, if you're changing your name, my birth certificate, and they keep copies of those. So make sure you have extra copies, because they have to keep the copy of the name change, and they have to keep a copy of your birth certificate. You will get that back, but they need to copy it. You need your old passport if you have one. Obviously, if you don't have one, you wouldn't be updating anything anyway. You would just be filling out a brand new form, and you do have to fill out a form as if you're getting a brand new passport anyway, which is interesting. So they took those, they took the letter from the doctor and a copy of your current license with a picture of how you look now. And that's another reason why I actually had to wait a while, is because for me, like, my license was sent to me through the mail, and it took a little while. I just got it 2 weeks ago, so I needed that. So I finally went there. I actually went to the post office. I thought maybe I'd have to go to the passport office because I was doing such a different kind of thing with updating my name and gender. Apparently, you can just go to the post office, and I wasn't their first one. They basically told me, like, I went up there, I was like, I'm here to do a passport. Okay, I was like, yeah, however, I'm updating my name and gender. She's like, oh, yeah, no problem. And she knew exactly what to do. It didn't take that long. I was only there about 10 minutes. And yeah, it was pretty quick, and they just photocopied everything, and it was the normal processing fee. I think it was like $140. But yeah, I'm really happy to have that done. That was my last federal legal document, and I still have like my credit card and title to handle and stuff for my car and all this other stuff that you need extra stuff to do, I guess. Just credit card companies, I think they're really slow. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and it felt really good doing it, and it'll be even better when I get it back. I wasn't thrilled with the photo, but I think most people aren't really thrilled with their passport photos and stuff. So, it happens. But yeah, I'm really glad to have that done, and it's definitely a load off my chest, especially with what's going on recently with politics in the world. So yeah, that was actually really nice to get done, like I just said. Other than that, I had my doctor's appointment, which I was a little... It was interesting. I had updated all my information at the doctor's office, and this is the first time I had gone there with all the information updated in the system. I didn't have my old name. As you guys knew, I talked to you probably like a few months ago on how I got there and they called out my own old name, and it was just like kind of embarrassing, and people who were looking. Obviously, this time when it happened, they didn't do that. They said, Emily there, all right? And then the nurse took me in the back, like the back where all the rooms are, and basically, we are going through that stuff. She weighed me, she did all the stuff, and then she asked me, when was your last period? And I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, I'm actually transgender. And she went, oh, I'm so sorry, like I didn't even realize, I should have looked, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, it's fine, you're complimenting me, thank you. And like, it felt really good to know that she could even tell I was transgender and she had it in front of her. And I told the doctor, and she just kind of laughed and said, I'm sorry, and like, did it bother you? I was like, no, not at all, it's fine. Like, I did just find it funny that, like, I I'm getting to that point, I guess, and it's definitely, it's eye opening. It's really cool. So we talked. When my doctor got there, we talked a little bit about surgery, and I have to reach out to a surgeon, person at Fenway, at the hospital I go to, that basically like sets up with how surgeries are done, what coverage we get, and with my insurance, I do get full coverage, which is very nice. And that is one thing I'm really happy that has happened, recently in certain states and stuff, and with health insurance in general. So we're going to go over that and about what kind of surgeries I'm going to get. I was thinking of facial feminization surgery as one of my first surgeries, and now I'm kind of backing off of that. A lot of my friends yell at me all the time and say, "You don't need that. Look at you. You don't need that." I and I think for me, it's like, when it's you think of it a little differently, and like you can become very self conscious, and which I have at points. And but I think that's the kind of last on my list. We're gonna go over, it's more bottom surgery and breast augmentation at this point. And we will go over that, and see what we're gonna think about, and what I want to do too, because as if this is all covered, it's very invasive, and I just want to see what's worth it to me, and what certain surgeries I want to have, and when I want to have it. I don't want to rush myself as well. As much as I want them, I don't want to rush it. So that went really well. Other than that, we had our ladies' lunch at work. That was kind of cool. I didn't really know a lot of people, and the ones I did know, some of them didn't recognize me, except for like one or two, which I thought was very cool and very funny. Because I'd worked with one of these women a lot, and like the fact, like, oh, you've been here 4 years, I've never seen you, like you have. But I didn't really want to go into detail about who I was before or what. So I just kind of let it go. So I was really satisfied with the way the ladies' lunch went. I also wanted to talk about how my transition has been going in general, with adjusting to being full time. There's been moments where it's been kind of tough, just for myself, and like, when you're exposing yourself a lot more. Like, before, I hadn't been really going out, or I went on the weekends a little bit. Being 24/7 now for 7 days a week, there's a little more tough things to handle sometimes. At work, I do get some dirty looks and stuff like that, but these are from students and one or two faculty members. And I mean, it's nothing that you can help, and it's new, and it's just people who probably knew you before. But with that comes great things. Like, for me, it's like, yeah, I'll have a student give me a dirty look or something, but I'm connecting with people so much more than I used to. I feel like I can finally let people know who I am. Like, I feel like there's been a couple days this week where I've left late for work just because I've been sitting there talking to students, or like just connecting with students on a level I never have before. I feel like I can actually open myself up now. And there's two great students who I've been talking to recently, Taylor and Christina, and basically, like, it's just great, like, actively connecting with a student, or actively connecting with another person in my work life. It's something I've never had before. And like before, I felt like I was just going through the motions of, like I've said, like, okay, everything's done, time to go, gotta go. Now I just feel like, I'm not just sitting in my office. Like, if no one's really around, I can talk to people, I can help them, I can give them more advice about what they should do, or how this could be done with editing a program, or like editing a video within a program. And it just feels so good to like actually connect with people, or talk to people on a human level, and like tell them or interact with them, because I can tell them who I am. That has meant so much to me recently. Like, for me, like, before, work like I've said, is kind of like dreading, and like I didn't really want to be there. I just couldn't wait to go home so I can be myself. But now I'm there, me as myself, and I can experience this connection with students like Taylor and Christina or Alexis and like or other people I've met. Like, and it's so great. Getting a little emotional. It's just a new experience, and I love it. And all the dirty looks in the world couldn't make up, like, they couldn't stop that. Like, the feelings those give me compared to the dirty looks, there's no competition. It just feels so great to actually open up and be myself to these people, and it's a change, and I love it, and it just makes my job better, and it makes my life more fulfilling, I think. Yeah, I mean, other than that, it's been kind of the same old, same old. Patriots play tomorrow. I can't wait. I hope they kill Atlanta, and they win the Super Bowl and Tom Brady gets his fifth ring. It would be awesome. I know a lot of you don't like sports or don't like the Patriots, but that's fine. I do. But yeah, I was also asked to do an interview this week, which is something I hadn't been asked yet. And it was really nice, and it was a very in-depth interview. You guys can see it on my Twitter or my Facebook page. I'll post the link there. But yeah, it was really cool just being informed. And on this blog, she has a lot of different interviews with a lot of great trans women, and I definitely suggest you read them. I've been reading them throughout the week at work, and they're very, very inspiring and very nice to read. But I hope you guys have a pleasant week. I will miss you as always. I know you will miss me. But yeah, I hope you guys have a swell week. Go Pats. And I'll talk to you guys next week, which I'll probably be updating you on my 11th month of HRT. We're almost to a year. When I get to a year, I will be posting another timeline video, which I don't even know what the changes to begin will look like on that. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye!